Hello everyone, I'm Sunita Singh from Team Kareersity. Welcome you all to another enlightening episode of Pharma Leadership Perspectives. As you know, this platform is crafted to shed light on the extraordinary experience and insights of the leaders from the pharmaceutical industry. At Kareersity, we are firm believers that unique journeys of our experts have the potential to inspire and empower the upcoming generation of professionals who are seeking to make a mark in this pharmaceutical industry. So make sure you don't miss a single episode. Tune into these podcasts and stay informed. So today we have a privilege of hosting distinguished leader Mr. Ambrish Sahai, an accomplished professional with over 4 decades of experience in pharmaceutical industry in the functions of sales and marketing. He has worked in the companies like Lupin, Alkem, Unichem, Ipca, and his last assignment was as a general manager, sales and marketing with Sun Pharmaceuticals. Now he is with Medisage as a VP, sales and marketing. As a leader, he truly believes great success can be achieved through the team's transformation and building capabilities required for growth. He is an expert of the chronic and acute segment and has designed transformation journey in the segment and companies where he has contributed for growth. So glad to connect through this podcast to know more about Ambrish sir's 4 decades of successful journey. So sir, I welcome you for this podcast, and I'm curious to know what kept you going for long 4 decades of pharmaceutical journey, sir?
Well, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to showcase and contribute towards this pharmaceutical journey. And to be very, very precise, I took over this profession in pharmaceutical industry way back in 1984, and from 1984 till now I am working and contributing to the growth and development of not only teams but business and marketing development. When I took over this profession as a representative, the industry size was very small. It was hardly 6,500 crore, and now it is almost 1,98,000 crore. So there had been lots and lots of growth opportunities for business and of course for the career growth, and that I have seen personally for me and as well as for the industry and industry colleagues.
Right, sir. So it will be really nice if you could share some of your memorable experience of this journey, sir.
There are many memorable experiences of mine. In fact, I got an opportunity to launch a new product when I was a area manager or medical representative, and that time it really helped me to transform myself, and to place a brand is something which is not very easy. So when I was successful in handling and managing my new product into the market and see it growing, it was a memorable experience. When I remember, I was with Lupin those days, and we were in anti-TB business. Glaxo used to be a very big company. They entered into the market with anti-TB drugs.
Right.
So Lupin was not a very big company during those days, but then when we saw that a MNC like Glaxo is entering the market of anti-TB drugs, which we decided, no, it's a core business for us. We fought back with Glaxo and made a very, very grand success with our anti-TB drugs, and we launched one product called AKT4 and AKT3. And the growth journey was so robust that Glaxo had to withdraw their formulations. Thereafter, I got opportunities to work in 2 different states, and in fact, I got an opportunity to launch a new division at Alkem. So, launching a company was a wonderful and memorable experience because I started from scratch decided the molecules, the marketing strategies, recruitment and training of field force, meeting doctors, and then ultimately bringing business. So that was a very, very remarkable memory of mine when I launched a new view of Alchem. And even today, after serving for close to 40 years, I am now launching a new vertical of Medisage. It's going to be a pharma company, and I'm sure that the kind of experience which I have is going to help me to establish a new pharma vertical of my current company, Medisage.
Right, sir. So, sir, you have launched a company long back in somewhere in 1984 or so, and now in 2023 and 24. So, what difference have you seen as in during these years?
Industry has changed dramatically. I recall, in fact, as I said, 6,500 crore used to be the turnover in 1984,
Right.
which is 1,98,000 crore.
That's a huge.
So the growth opportunities are very, very high. And unlike in many other businesses, pharmaceutical business is one segment where always there will be growth because it's directly dependent on the number of patients and the kind of population size of our country and of course the world. So pharma industry will keep growing. It had been growing since last many decades, and it will keep growing. With the passage of time, there had been many new molecules which have come and which has increased the quality of life. You will agree that in 1947, when we got independence, the average life in our country was 42 years. Today it is going to touch around 70 years. It is because the pharma industry has brought wonderful molecules and very especially in certain diseases, like for example, for certain chronic diseases like diabetes and hypertension, we have wonderful medicines. So we are not allowing patients to die. In fact, the quality of life with the current medication is much better than earlier. And as the time progresses, there will be newer and newer molecules. So this will help the quality of life across the country, across the globe. And there will be enough opportunities for business and for the career of the people.
Yeah, that's the right point, sir. As a pharmaceutical company is growing and it's an ever evolving industry, and definitely there will be huge opportunities for talented people.
Exactly. Like any other industry, pharma industry too will need a lot of talented people. Of course, since everything is changing and it is written in the Bible as well as in Gita that changes are inevitable.
Yes, sir.
Parivartan sansar ka niyam hai. So the industry has undergone transformation. So any young person who is going to join pharma industry shall have to be dependent on the new technologies which are taking place or which are there and evolve new marketing strategies.
Right. So if I request you to gaze through a crystal ball, so where do you see the industry is moving from here?
Well, it's a very valid question. Now, in pharma industry, there are two type of segments. One which we call is acute. The second which we call is chronic. So this acute therapy, as we know, is primarily infection, which may lead to any respiratory infection or GITI or UTI or skin soft tissue infection. And the chronic is where it is related to lifestyle disorders, primarily like diabetes, hypertension, arthritis. So industry is moving from acute towards chronic or semi-chronic. And henceforth, it is important that companies and the individuals should focus their energies on chronic segment as well, retaining the business opportunities of acute business. So the era which is going to be in future is management of lifestyle disorders, and which are actually very, very long term business opportunities, which offers growth for future, and the sustainability of the business in future will be very, very high with the chronic type of products. But as I said, the acute market is also very big, and it will continue to drive the market, but the growth will come from chronic business or semi-chronic business.
Right, sir. So, if the young professionals would like to join this chronic segment, so any particular skill set or any special preparation would you suggest them to do to join this segment?
Definitely. First of all, for those young people who are going to join pharma industry, my message is they need to work on two things. One, when they join a company, they should spend minimum 1,000 days in a company, so that company contributes towards them and they contribute back to them. So if I see that the tendency of changing companies in the initial first 5 to 10 years is slightly high, which according to me is not the right move. One should stay in a company for minimum 1,000 days. That means at least for 5 years, one should work in a company, so that he really delivers something meaningful to the industry, to the company, and company vice versa also contributes to the employer. Now, pharma industry selling is actually, we are dealing in science. So it's a promotion of science.
Right.
So all the young professionals who are joining the industry must understand that human life is valuable. The kind of disease they are operating in, or the company is operating in, they need to understand the disease and the molecules. Because unlike any other product, our discussion with the end user, which can be a doctor or a patient, is something which is going to give a radical solution toward the disease he or she is suffering from. And henceforth, it is important that understanding of disease and molecule is very, very important. The second, after understanding the disease and the molecule, one has to understand that what kind of promotional material one has to actually use as far as business strategy development is concerned. Today, the era is towards the digital transformation. The pharma industry is also moving towards the digital transformation. The use of maybe digital tools is going to be a long way. Maybe in future, doctors will not look forward for academics from the pharma industry colleagues. And henceforth, it is important that besides management of sales and this marketing, individuals has to understand that what are the newer technological developments which have taken place, and they can use those technologies for the brand promotion.
Correct, sir. As you mentioned that digitization is the future, so the young professionals should focus on technical advancement and learn these tools as early as possible.
Absolutely right.
So to the young talent who want to make their career in pharmaceutical industry, what would be your guidance? What would be your recommendation for them?
Very, very interesting question. As a matter of fact, young talent, for them, it's a question of few decades. Because ultimately, one has to spend a decent life. And life is actually a mix of professional and personal achievements. And henceforth, it is important to choose the right profession. And henceforth, something which is most important is to decide and freeze a decision that this is the right profession. Unlike many other sales or marketing professionals, one very big advantage of pharma industry is that our customer is known. I'll give you an example of other industries. Say, if you are in automobile industry or in phone industry, so maybe if you buy a phone today, the next phone you will buy after 2 years.
Correct.
If you buy a car today, the next car you will buy probably after 5 years. In our profession, pharma industry, our customers are known. They may or may not be the prescribers. So, if they are the prescribers, you can add more brands. If the doctor is a non-prescriber, you always have a hope that someday the doctor will start. So, every day we need not to search a new customer. That's the biggest advantage of pharma industry. Another big attribute is, pharma industry. Today in India, if I look at the Indian companies, they have done miracles. I recall when I joined pharma industry in 1984, there were only two Indian companies out of the first 25 companies. The rest all were MNCs, including companies like Glaxo, SmithKline Beecham, Boots, Boehringer Manning, Baruch Wellcome, Ciba Geigy, Hest, Russell, Marino, and many more. Indian companies were not considered at par with MNCs. But over last few decades, Indian companies have done extremely well, and as a result of which, today, in first 25 companies, there are just 3-4 MNCs, the rest are Indian companies. How this has happened? Obviously, this has not happened automatically. This happened because of the adoption of the changing needs of pharma industry.
Right.
The disease pattern. And accordingly, Indian pharma industries, they have changed their marketing strategies. They've evolved with newer ideas, and they have reached to the world.
Right.
It's Indian companies are no longer only Indian company. It has become global. And if I see my last company, Sun, which is operating in 150 countries, and it started from India. Even globally, it is supposed to be fourth largest. So, whether a MNC company or an Indian company, there are enough opportunities because, say, if I give example of a Indian new entrepreneur, he will definitely hire a Indian. Now, this young Indian, new recruitee has the opportunity to serve within India, outside India. So, as far as the growth opportunities towards the profession is concerned, is very, very high.
True.
I have seen many talented young people who started their journey in pharma industry from India, traveled to different part of the globe and became big leaders. So, as far as the opportunities are concerned, within India, outside India are very, very high.
Right, sir.
So, and one good part is it's the person from sales and marketing who actually heads the pharma industry. So, whether an Indian company or a MNC, 99% chances are that the head of the company will be a person from sales and marketing.
Right.
So, chances of growth and growth opportunities are very, very high. But the journey is a little tough. So, you need to adopt and you need to accept the challenges which are there in the industry when you move in the ladder from one position to another position. At times, one has to come into an uncomfortable zone. So, one has to understand that uncomfortable zone is a part of our life.
True. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing these insights. As sir has mentioned that pharmaceutical industry is huge and it's an ever evolving industry. and it offers huge opportunities for our young professionals. But the one thing we need to look at is basically it's a highly competitive industry now. So it requires skilled talent. So all the students, all the young professionals should focus on their talents or upskilling themselves. So with this, sir, I would like to thank you. Thanks a lot, sparing your valuable time and sharing these rich experience and insight with our audience, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best.
Thanks.